Today we're going to talk about perfect tense, past perfect specifically. Now, sometimes when we talk about the perfect tenses, people are intimidated. That's because in Portuguese, you have it, but you don't use it very frequently. And actually, in English, you can communicate very well without using the perfect tenses. You can use the simple tense, past, past, simple present, simple future, and there'll be no problem. The problem really is if someone else uses the perfect tenses. You need to understand if someone uses the perfect tense when they speak to you, or if you read it, or if you want a sophisticated level of English, um, you need to know the perfect tenses, especially if it's for professional reasons, because educated people use the perfect tenses. So let's look at today at past perfect. Okay? So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you so that we can use some slides. Now the reference always is now as opposed to the past or a point in the past until now or a point in the future. So past perfect is about a period in the past. It started in the past and it finished in the past. For example, when I was in college, I started university 39 years ago, and I finished 35 years ago. The 16th century. The 16th century started in the year 1500, and it finished in 1599, a period that started in the past and it finished in the past. But it could be a very short and recent period in the past, like yesterday. Yesterday started and it finished in the past. All right. The form, the configuration for making simple past is we need a subject, which is a noun or a pronoun, the verb had, which is the past of have, and the participle, the verb in the past participle. So let's look. Take, tomar, simple present. Took, simple past, which is tomó. Or we can have taken, which is the participle, tomado. But it's not always going to be different. A lot of times the simple past and the participle are the same. Let's look. Die, morrer. Simple past, morreu. Participle, died, morrido. Died, died. Doesn't change. In fact, the majority of times it doesn't change. But there's enough irregular participles that you need to know them. For example, drive, dirigir. Simple past, drove. But the participle is driven, dirigido. When I was in college, I had taken drama. Okay? We have the subject, I, the verb had, and taken, the participle of took, tomado. When I was in college, I had taken drama. Okay? But in the 16th century, people had died. Tinha morrido of plague, no praga, in the 16th century. She had driven for the first time yesterday. Ela tinha dirigido para a primeira vez ontem. Now, to be honest, you can use the simple past in every single situation we talked about. She drove for the first time yesterday. People died in the 16th century of plague. I took drama, no problem. But there is a way that we use um, past perfect that is very useful. And that is, she came to school, simple past. But if something is more in the past, then it's past perfect. Let's look. She came to school, but more in the past. Carol had eaten. Tinha comido. Okay? She did that before she came to school. Carol had eaten before she came to school. Past perfect, more in the past, then she came to school. They married. Eles casaram. But more in the past, they had graduated before they married. The chef had cooked, a period in the past. But what had he done after that? That's still in the past. Served the fish. Now, unless you're eating sashimi or sushi, you cook the fish before you serve it. So more in the past, the chef had cooked and then served the fish. Okay, so that's past perfect. Brazil had been Portuguese. Tinha sido português. And later, mais tarde, was independent. Simple past. Before Brazil was independent, it had been tinha sido português. And that is past perfect.